Avatar is the highest grossing movie of all time, making over 2.9 billion. Yes, billion with a B, at the box office. It was written and directed by the visionary director James Cameron, director of the former highest grossing movie of all time, Titanic, and other late 80s and early 90s hits like The Terminator 1 and 2, True Lies, and Aliens. The first Avatar was so big that even the blockbuster monster of Disney's Marvel Avengers Infinity War, with all of its characters and 10-year build-up, couldn't topple it from its perch atop the box office charts. Yet no one is excited for Avatar 2, The Way of Water, and for some reason,
it's understandable.
Before we get into the video today, remember to like, comment, and subscribe below, as your support will go a long way. This video is sponsored by my last video, where I talked about the Terminator series' time paradox, and provided a theory that explained its many plot holes seen as earlier as Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 Judgment Day, which are also James Cameron movies. Anyway, back to the video. Avatar 1 is a very generic movie about how a government attacks a less technologically advanced and spiritually focused native indigenous group of people through various tactics such as infiltrating, using natives to learn their language, and then bombing them to high heaven when they don't willingly let the imperialist force take their oil.
What? Huh? Oil? Who said something about oil, bitch? You cooking?
Sorry, I meant mineral called unobtainium. Now to do this, a man named Jake Sucky is sent on a mission that was meant for his recently deceased brother, and is convinced with a promise from the head of the evil imperialists that
you get me what I need, I'll see to it you get your legs back when you rotate home. Your real legs.
Infiltrates the native population called the Na'vi on the planet Pandora, which is located right next to Jupiter. Jake ends up falling in love with Na'vi woman Neytiri, who teaches him about the culture and the Na'vi's special bond with animals and nature. He decides to protect the people and become their de facto leader after he is able to tame a legendary bird and defeats the imperialistic forces. He ends up dying, but is reborn at the very end of the movie, now no longer needing an avatar, but becoming a full Na'vi. Avatar dropped in December 2009, and even then it didn't have much fanfare, unlike the recent string of blockbuster movies that are expected to cross over $1 billion. Word of mouth was very strong for the movie, resulting in a box office that grew as the weeks went on, which is definitely not usual for such a movie. But what drew people in was the visual effects. It was a beautiful movie that was justified in being filmed and made for IMAX 3D. The sound design was great, the visual atmosphere was brilliant, and the 3D jumped off the screen. All this put together made for an immersive experience, which could be argued that not only have we never seen this before the release of Avatar, but haven't seen it since. Have you seen the visual effects recently in the Marvel films? It is looking rough. Side note, I would argue 2009-10 was the peak of visual effects, with Avatar, Transformers 2, and Inception. Anyway, with more spectacle films since that release, granted not in the same visual quality, the need for such a visual spectacle isn't seen as needed by major audiences. In the public sphere, Avatar 1 has become a meme for its bad dialogue, forgettable plot, and main characters. Then Avatar 2, before release, was also become a meme for 13 years. 13 years of waiting as we broke down on how bad the first Avatar really was. James Cameron then explains how there will be 4 more sequels, all about 3 hours long. This is a major problem. No one can see where we would find 12 more hours of content from this franchise, which is already on shaky ground. So how has James Cameron tried to sell the audience on watching Avatar 2? Well, by the visuals, of course. He dropped a trailer, and let's be honest, it was boring. I understand the limited dialogue, as it is clearly isn't a strength for this franchise, and after seeing the trailer, I was out. Well, until I saw the trailer in 3D, in IMAX, before I saw Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Seeing that trailer in the intended atmosphere, seeing the visuals, especially the water, felt immersive. I might have held my breath during the underwater scenes, don't judge me. It was as promised by Cameron so many years ago. The next step up visually. He delayed this sequel because he wanted to do underwater sequences correctly, like how George Lucas did with the Star Wars prequels. It seems visually like the correct decision. But let's be real. With the estimated budget of over $250 million US, this movie most likely will bomb at the box office harder than Avatar: The Last Airbender did. Personally, I don't think this sequel will make a lot of money. And if James, tell me what you think down below. Do you think Avatar 2: Way of Water will be a box office bomb? Do you think visuals are enough to draw in audiences? Do you like the first Avatar? Are you excited for the sequel and going to watch? Let's have a discussion about all of this. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this. See you next time. By the way, James Cameron, Jake Sully not being remembered has nothing to do with his long absence from film or lack of over-commercialization, but actually just because he sucked as a character and the dull direction around his acting wasn't much better. I'm just saying,